with the first thing I would like to introduce our very own moderator, Dr. Ricky Parashar, who will be moderating this session today. She's a research and teaching associate at RACS School of Built Environment. Dr. Ricky Parashar is actively involved in academic research and teaching in the built environment domain, contributing to interdisciplinary research and academic initiative. Being a lawyer herself, she incorporates law and built environment together and does a multidisciplinary research in this field. I welcome you, Ricky, for this panel.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
We are honored to have an international speaker and eminent panelist in this panel. I would like to start this introduction with Dr. DTV Raghu Ramaswamy, sir. Glad to see you after so long, sir. Senior lecturer at Faculty of Architecture, Building and Planning at the University of Melbourne, Australia. Dr. Swami's academic and research work focuses on digital technologies, urban systems, and innovation in built environment education. Through his approach and teaching, he explores how emerging technologies and data-driven approaches can enhance urban planning, infrastructure development, and the learning ecosystem within architecture and built environment disciplines. Dr. Josephine Vaughan.
Thank you, Jagdish.
Yes, sir. Senior lecturer in construction management at the University of Newcastle, Australia. Dr. Vaughan worked centered on digital transformation, construction innovation, and the integration of emerging technologies within education and professional practice. Her research and teaching aim to bridge the gap between academic learning, industry needs, preparing future professionals to navigate the rapidly evolving construction and infrastructure sector. I welcome you, ma'am. Thank you for collaborating with us in all the platforms.
Thank you. Great to be back.
Mr. Deepankar Bhattacharya, Senior General Manager and Country Head Education at the Nemestex Group, a globally recognized technology leader in software solution for the architecture, engineering, and construction industries. With extensive experience in technology, driven education initiatives, he worked closely with academic institutions and industry stakeholders to promote the adoption of digital tools, BIM technologies, and innovation-driven learning ecosystems across the built environment sector. We welcome you, sir. Ms. Chaitali Moitra, Senior Regional Director, South Asia at Turnitin, a global leader in academic integrating and responsible use of AI in education. With extensive experience working with university and academic institutions across the region, she focuses on promoting ethical academic practices, responsible AI adoption, and technology-enabled learning environment and support both educators and students in maintaining the academic integrity and excellence. I welcome you, ma'am. Next, we have Ms. Ruchira S., Director, AIBM. Has she joined yet? Ricky?
Ruchira ma'am hasn't joined yet. Ashish sir is top.
She will be joining shortly. She's the Director of AIBIM Global at M. Moser Associates, a global design and workplace strategy firm. She brings valuable insights into workplace transformation, digital innovation, and the evolving skills required for the future professionals in the built environment sector. Her work focuses on how organizations and institutions can adapt to technology change while creating collaborative, sustainable, and future-ready work and learning environment. I invite all the panelists for a meaningful discussion. Over to you, Ricky.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. I hope I'm audible and clear. It's my esteemed honor to moderate this panel of experts, professionals globally. I'm very honored for the starting of this moderation. I warmly welcome each of my panelists for this. A very good morning to my students and my panelists in India, and a very good afternoon to my panelists in Australia. As the context has been set about artificial intelligence, this is the most trending topic today about seeing artificial intelligence as an opportunity, disruption, or a crisis, especially in the higher education sector, where you just put one of your comments and then you get a solution to it. So this generically somewhere has become a problem to understand that we should evolve our education pedagogy along with the involvement of AI so that now we strengthen on things, or we see it as a crisis to move back to the traditional ways, or to see how we can get it collaborated with integrity, ethics, critical thinking. So this is generically the context of today's panel discussion, where we would be talking about certain questions going forward with what university teaches in an era of AI can generate answers instantly. So, like now, what is the next thing as in academics we should be looking up for? How do we ensure authentic learning and responsible use of technology is seen? So that's where I will always go for my industry professional panelists for their opinions on it. And how academia collaborate with industry and technology leaders to prepare graduates for an AI enabled world. So we are not going away with AI. We will be working along with AI. So how this enabled world will look like and how it will go forward with it. So now I'll take the permission of all to start with the questions, moderating questions. Okay, so going with the first question which I would like to ask my panelist is first, that when we look at AI in higher education today, do we see it primarily as an opportunity, disruption, or a crisis, and why? So I would like to start with Raghu sir first.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to participate in this panel, and it's good to see quite a few ex-colleagues and friends in the room. So good morning to all of you. If you start looking at the numbers, what is happening on the internationally, the adoption of AI, particularly in the higher education sector, they present a very stark picture. 95% almost of all the faculty internationally use AI in some form or other. More than 85% of the students do use AI, and quite a few of them use it almost every week. So I think it's fair to say that AI is here to stay and it is already there. It's not that we are debating whether it can be there or not there. I think issue is there. Now, as you put it, Ricky, here, is it a opportunity? Is it a disruption? Is it a crisis? Again, it's fair to say that it is all three, but the question of the degree matters and probably the sequence matters. What is the sequence we are talking about and what is the degree of what is there in this particular angle? Now, OECD has done one of the leading studies on what is happening on higher education in terms of the adoption and then going forward in usage in various institutions. One of their key conclusions is that students are using AI, but they're doing a very high performance. But unfortunately, learning is not there. So what it essentially says is that you use AI, you perform well in a particular assessment task, but suppose we repeat the task in a week or 10 days or 15 days from now, without the tool, I think they are kind of faltering. So that is the problem. It is basically picking up the performance at a short term, but not necessarily the learning in the long term. So I think is proven, and we are also able to see that in our university and whatever activities we are doing in different faculties. So that's a big opportunity. Now, how do you actually ensure that the learning is deeper and it is more equitable? And obviously, AI is basically making all of us very productive. So to that extent, it is there. So opportunity exists in terms of for the students, as for the faculty, for the institutions. I think there's a big opportunity. But that's the first thing. That's the starting point. Is there a disruption? It's normally yes. I mean, the way internationally or for centuries, the way universities are running, we teach in a classroom, we assess whether they're doing work or not. And finally, we hope that they use that in the practice in the industry or wherever jobs they pick up. But the educational design itself has changed dramatically in the last couple of years. So obviously, it's a disruption for everyone. People who are prepared or better kind of will be able to tackle it. People who are not are not. Finally, the crisis, yes, I think it's also a crisis in some sense. It depends upon whose perspective we are talking about. Is it the student? Is the teaching staff, or is the institutions? What is happening? For those who are prepared, I think it's probably something which is there. But one again, the international studies are showing that the equity portion of AI, the students don't have equal access. In a sense, most of the AI is behind paywalls, or there are students who might not have good quality equipment or internet speeds, or the institutions might not have resources. So people who don't have the resources, I think it's becoming a crisis. So I think I'll just stop here, but as more as a kind of a summation, it is an opportunity if we have the resources and we want to do a deep learning. It is a disruption for everyone, but disruption more for the people who are not prepared or not able to take action, and a crisis if we kind of are not really considering the opportunity, or we are not looking at the equity in the long game.
Thank you so much, sir. So now the same question over to Josephine, ma'am. Ma'am, what exactly do you think AI in higher education, disruption, opportunity, crisis?
Hi, just to say hello to everyone at Amity. There was discussion yesterday about the Amity family, and I feel like I'm part of that family, so it's great to be back. Thank you for the welcome. Yes, I agree with my Australian colleague. It's all three, and I think it depends on our attitude towards AI, how we deal with that. So there's certainly so many opportunities. But the things that make us think this could be a crisis, I think if we start to address those issues now, particularly through education. So the crisis might be, as suggested, a brain drain, our inability to think for ourselves anymore. Whereas if we can use it in teaching to help students to learn, but to learn how to learn, not just to rely on checking the answer in the AI. But I think there's so many different ways that we can approach it, and to have a positive future with it, it's definitely a benefit. Yeah.
So the same question over to the Pankaj, sir. So what are your views on this?
Yeah, thanks, Ricky, and good morning and good afternoon to everyone. First of all, it's a pleasure to be present in this panel along with eminent academicians and researchers. So I come from the technology company, and my focus is primarily the architecture, engineering, and construction industry, as you mentioned in the introduction. So I'll give my perspective both from a technology and both relating to the construction industry as such. So if you look at the construction industry per se in a country like India, we are the third largest construction market in the world today. Okay. However, having said that, the dichotomy is that I think while India needs a lot of infrastructure, maybe kilometers of highways, 600 million homes, and so on and so forth, the I think the prevalent issue is the lack of skilled resources in the market today. Okay, and this skilled resources is something which is the responsibility of both the industry, technology leaders like us, and also the academia, which is prevalent, and the third stakeholder is the government. So I think the problem exists while we have a decline in the number of civil engineers, decline in the number of architects in the country. So that is where technology comes into play, specifically, AI as a technology, comes into play. Okay. Now, why AI is important? AI doesn't, in my opinion, AI doesn't replace jobs. It's an enabler to aid you in eliminating your mundane task and doing things more productively. Let me give you an example, okay, from the design area. Is a concept of generative design. Okay, whereby what is generative design? Now, generative design makes when a designer gives certain parameters as inputs and use a AI-based software which supports generative design. It gives you different iterative options. Maybe narrow it down to, if you do it manually, you may have to have 100 designs. You can bring it down to maybe 15 or 20 designs, and then choose the most optimum design. Okay? So, just to cut the long story short, the way I look at it is there's a huge opportunity. While I agree with Professor Swami that there would be disruptions, okay, and there would be crisis, but without disruption and crisis, there cannot be an opportunity. I think all the three go hand in hand. Okay, so my request and my submission to all the audience here and all the eminent panelists here use AI. More importantly, use it ethically and trustworthy. Okay, and use it in the right way so that it makes you more productive, whether you are in the construction industry or whether you are in any other industry. So I stop here and hand over back to you.
Thank you, sir. So now over to Chetali, ma'am. Ma'am, what are your views on this?
You look at in 2026, we have stopped asking like if AI is a disruption, a crisis, or an opportunity, because the truth is it's all three. I mean, it started as a disruption, like breaking the way, we have worked for decades. We're used to a certain way of working, but it is not, it just no longer suggests, it executes. So for many, this has become a crisis because entry-level roles are vanishing, of course, in certain sectors and industries built on, billable hours. Maybe the requirement is not there. It's faster invoicing, faster billing that is taking place. So if you're competing with AI on speed or volume, then the crisis is real. But there is a tremendous opportunity that is there because, we are no longer doers. We are orchestrators. We can use AI as an enabling tool that will help us, but we have to remember something. AI lacks judgment, right? AI is, it cannot navigate human ethics. It cannot distinguish cultural nuances. It cannot, so the opportunity today isn't mastering the tool anymore. It's mastering the intent. So we aren't losing jobs, I personally feel. We are gaining super roles. I think it's entirely, education has to change in the way AI is utilized. And that would bring about, resolve a lot of these problems and make it more of an enabler. And as I agreed with all my colleagues here, that it can be a valuable tool that can be used by us. So I think that the disruption is inevitable, but the opportunity is also intentional. So let's not try to outrun, the machine. Let us learn to direct it. I think the problem happens when we try to outrun the, machine.
Thank you so much. Now, going to Ruchira, ma'am. Ma'am, what is your view on this? A very good morning, ma'am.
Hi, good morning. Uh, Thank you, Ricky. And I think that as all our esteemed
Ma'am, your voice is
panelists
breaking in
have
between. We are not able to hear you completely.
mentioned, definitely it is a combat. Oh, can you hear me now?
A little better,
Is it
but
audible now?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm trying to speak a little bit nearer to my microphone. So my video would be a bit big. Anyways, so what I'm trying to say is yes, it is kind of all three things, but primarily it is an opportunity where we can, we need to adapt as quickly as possible first. Secondly, yes, it is about mindset as well, for what we are utilizing it for and how we are approaching it. Is it a tool? No. AI is certainly, it is not a tool. It is not something to learn in a, in step-by-step process. Okay, this needs to be done in this way or that way. AI has just the
Ma'am, there's still issues with the connectivity, ma'am.
Can't hear her.
Yes.
Can you hear me more clearly now?
Ma'am, very, very clearly now.
Okay, great. So this is more about how we can adapt quickly, and it is also about in terms of how you're utilizing it. It is not a tool. It is something which is to be adapted on a very personal level. Every person uses AI in their own way. Like everybody, I think nowadays uses Chat GPT. So Chat GPT adapts itself around you. So the kind of thought process you have, that is the kind of result it will produce for you. So AI can produce answers for you, but are you asking the right questions? That is something which I feel in academics, that is the kind of thought process need to be integrated with our young generation, which is learning these days in universities and schools. And if they learn how to interpret, if they learn how to ask the right question, and if they learn how to, validate what are they getting, is it something which aligns with their thought process. So it's now game of how we think and how quickly we adapt.
Okay, so thank you so much. So after taking the input of all my panelists, something which I can conclude is, of course, so AI we are living with, it is all three. But the major points which I got it out of the panel is that direct the intent, adaptable, enabler, and also the percentage and stats which we are seeing after Raghu sir's points that this much is the usage and we have to live by it, but we have to direct it well so that we get the correct intent or ask the correct questions. Following this is the next questions to my panel. This again has a little academic aspects involved. So how should educator adapt teaching methods to foster creativity, critical thinking, professional judgment while balancing innovation and academic integrity? So it's like being an academic, how can we have all three by maintaining our integrity and innovation? This is also a problem which we faces regularly in our classes too, where we want students to think creative, be innovative, but along with their own investments and integrity as a part. So how we should adapt in a teaching method. So this time I wanted to start with Josephine, ma'am, your perspective, please.
Thank you. That's quite a long, complicated question. But I think the essence is, how do we, ensure that students are using AI? How can we support them probably to have confidence in themselves and not need to feel they have to rely on AI all the time, is probably one way to think about it. And I think that is the important thing, as was said just before, that AI, it's taking maybe it's taking away our ability to judge things, but actually we have to have that confidence that we can judge that ourselves. So when we use it in the classroom, like, we don't stop students from using it. In fact, in a lot of courses we encourage it, but we direct students to how they might utilize it better. And we encourage them to have confidence in their own answers. So they need to be able to read the response it might give and judge themselves that, is this the right information? And I mean, essentially, that's what we've been teaching in a lot of our courses anyway, is when we do any kind of critical analysis, we're teaching students how to read any source. So when they get the information from the AI, they need to be able to read that, to understand that, and then to be able to have the confidence that what they might think could be different and it could be improved on what the kind of the generated response is. That answer all the little parts of the question.
Ma'am, going again with the adaptation of teaching methods. So should, as an academician, we develop some new teaching methods to create or enhance innovation along with maintaining integrity?
Definitely. So we have looked at a lot of our assessments at Newcastle University, and some assessments we've decided to actually use, like, to ask the students to use AI to, like, create a program management report. And then the students need to assess that report. And if you ever ask AI to create one of these, they're not very good. They're quite simple and basic. They don't have enough content. So the students then need to measure how well that works against a kind of rubric that either we supply or they create. And this helps the students in what I said before about that kind of analysis process. But it also helps them because as they go out into practice, they're going to use AI. So we need them to understand how it can be used as a tool. But if we build that into the teaching process, so yes, we often would use that but we have also a lot of different ways that we're teaching now because of AI, but that might be a different question later to do with is it really their work or not?
Thank you so much. Sir, Raghu sir, now your academic perspective on this question. So how educators should adapt teaching methods in the AI era?
Yeah, so adapt is a dangerous word, Ricky. So educators have been adapting for ages. We keep innovating in a classroom almost every semester, trying to do everything. It's a question of what we are actually trying to do over a period of time and what role is AI playing in this. I think that's where we should probably reframe the kind of
Question.
dialogue altogether. See, what are we doing in a classroom? Essentially, I mean, for ages together, not just now. We kind of teach the students the basics, the principles, the foundations on what is happening. Then we teach them a lot of information, the content which is there in the market, and how do you match this with the principles and the content we will try and do. And then try and see the practice, what is happening on the industry, what do they think, etc. The third one. And finally, give an ecosystem which actually matches this. I mean, this is what we try do in a classroom. Now, once AI has come in, it has kind of taken off the second angle. The information search, the data which is available can easily be made accessible to students. But end of the day, the first portion and the third portion, which the industry needs, is a professional judgment and the logic which goes behind that. Now, these elements I don't think are going away anywhere soon. The universities and the educators' role will continue to be there to teach the basic foundations and teach the professional judgment. AI cannot do judgment. I mean, they can give whatever elements, etc. But is it really right or not is up to the human to decide. So that's where I think the role continues to be relevant and continues to be there. Now, how do you ensure that which is happening in the classroom in the so-called AI-dominated scenario? Let's use that word for the time being. But so which means students are basically getting the information using the internet tools at their disposal and then try and get information. So what we are doing, at least in the University of Melbourne's context, we want to ensure that the students have basically learned what we taught them. Now, how do you ensure that they have learned what we have taught them is we run a project called Assurance of Learning. Basically, we say that, okay, whatever we think we are supposed to teach, which is a promise by the university to the student that when they come in, we expect the student to be aware of these things at a various degree by the time we finish from the Bloom's taxonomy, whatever. We follow those principles rigorously. So the AI should be basically enabling us to do that rather than trying to mitigate any of the elements which we try to put in place. So to that extent, the methodology of teachers, educators' repertoire is changing. No longer is a lecture-based module. Quite a few colleagues have gone into a case-based discussions. Quite a few colleagues have gone into a flip teaching. I do a lot of flip teaching, which essentially means we give the lectures upfront, the material is upfront, everything is there with the students before we walk into a classroom. So when we get into a classroom, it's a 3 hours of simple discussions. So basically, they have to stand and then talk and what they understood, what they don't understand, how are we going to change this, etc. So the idea is to get that professional judgment in the students to a higher level. So the information will be available, the access to tools will be there, but can they take decisions in a difficult frame? Now that is and that's the students' interest, obviously. When they pay thousands of dollars on an international context, come and learn here. We want them to go with something back at the time. They shouldn't be coming back and writing a few exams or submitting a few reports and say that we have done. It's not really worth their time. So I mean, it applies equally well for Indian context too. So one is this assurance of learning. As part of that, what we do, which is, I don't think it's a challenge in India, but it's a challenge internationally and particularly in countries like Australia, is what we call a secured assessment. In India, most of the assessments happen through an exam, which is invigilated and then, which is fine. But Australia is not exactly the same case. So quite a few subjects can have assessments which are not invigilated, which are not proctored. So the universities are going back to the old style now, saying that, okay, 50% assessments would need to be secured. In a sense, we need to see the student actually making a presentation or writing an invigilated exam or so on and so forth, or a group presentation, developing a model which is monitored. So the combination of trying to ensure professional judgment, trying to ensure that their learning is assured so that through a secured assessment is what the teaching tools which are changing now. Now, I'm not saying these are the only things, but the idea ultimately will be that we go back to the basics. We aim to give them a educational degree, educational knowledge, and it's also the student's responsibility to gain that over a period of time. How do we change it into a designer of the teaching and student as a deep learning and then what they can actually rely? So that's the kind of changes which are happening, at least in the Melbourne University's context.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So the first part of academic perspective we have seen. So now I want to have a little industry and technology perspective to this question. So over to Dipankar, sir. Sir, how AI tools are influencing workflows in architecture, engineering, and construction industry?
Yeah, great question. I will pick up from what Professor Swami mentioned, that I think the role of the academic institution, I think, is very, very critical and important, because that is where the concepts is going to be embedded. That's the, I would say, the theory portion, understanding concepts better and all. But if you look at the construction industry per se, and for that matter, any industry, I think we are moving. One is obviously the foundational, the educational understanding and knowledge of the student. But I think when the industry looks like making hiring decision, they also look at certain skill sets. Okay, so if you look at so I would say we are transforming from a traditional learning to a skill-based, education system. Okay, so if you look at the construction industry per se, there are three segments. So you have the planning and design, you have the build and construct, and you have the operate and manage segment of this industry. So you have different stakeholders and different personas. Okay, across these three segments. So you will have architects, you will have civil engineers, you will have structural engineers, you will have owners, operators, and then contractors, and so on and so forth. So if you look at this entire workflow, I think something which is emerging with the advent of AI as a technology, and which was even existence before, was this concept of building information model. Okay. Now, BIM as a technology is very, very critical in the AEC industry. And BIM, if I really explain to you, it's an intelligent model, okay, with the right information, which goes to all the stakeholders and personas that I mentioned. Okay. So, so it is transforming the way the AEC industry is, today operating. Although BIM is not fully mandated in India. Most of the projects are still non-BIM, but if you go to developed countries like maybe Australia, UK, and US, most of the government projects, there is a BIM mandate. Okay, uh, so it is definitely changing the way engineers, designers, and architects are working with the advent of new and emerging technologies. Not only AI, but AI coupled with this concept of building information modeling. And why this is important, I just wanted to mention this. Now, if you look at the AC industry trends in the built environment today, I think there are four critical trends that are prevalent today. The first is this trend of interoperability. Second is this trend of the concept of AI. The third is digital twin, and fourth is this concept of sustainability. Now, with this trend in the AEC industry, I think it is absolutely critical and important to embed new technologies and emerging technologies like BIM, coupled with things like AI, because AI is an integral part of the new and emerging technology, so that we are better preparing the students for the new job roles of the AEC industry, which is the need of the hour. I will stop here.
Thank you so much. And that's where we lead to the question also for Ruchira ma'am. Ma'am, what are the capabilities do employers now expect from graduates entering AI-enabled workspace?
In terms of capabilities, like there are 4 or 5 futuristic capabilities or skills which we are looking for from our new workforce. It's more about AI literacy, understanding what AI can do and cannot do, critical thinking, being able to challenge AI outputs, collaboration with intelligent systems. Professionals increasingly co-design with machines and co-design with lot of many biological people. So having that kind of collaboration, understanding with human beings as well as with intelligent systems is something which is important. Understanding the end goal of any business. The business understanding usually is lacking in whenever any new workforce lands into the into our jobs. They do not they are not able to relate to what is valuable as a business, why a business is running. If they don't understand the end proposition, they don't really understand how to formulate their own career. Sometimes students, the new people who join our teams, they don't fully understand that it's not about how much time you're putting. It's also not about how good you are in using a particular tool. It is about what value you're bringing to the organization and how exactly it aligns with the business proposition of the organization as well as the client organization. Like I'm talking in the perspective of an organization which is working in design, architecture, construction. So this particular business is also dependent upon how our clients are doing business. So this overall economic understanding is just a bit of literacy would be really good for them to grow their own career. Usually people get to know about this after 5 6 7 years of spending in the careers, and that is basically too late in today's world. Everything is going really fast. Another, the fourth point is about ethical judgment. They should know that what exactly means by being biased, by what is meant by intellectual property, data privacy, and authorship. When they copy anything from anywhere or just thinking that okay, this is AI generated, they need to understand all these four things. And the last part is adaptability. So I don't need to explain the adaptability. Yeah. So these are the 5 points which, yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This makes a follow-up question for Chaitali, ma'am. Ma'am, talking about ethical judgment and data privacy, how do we see AI into the academic institutions or higher educations?
See, if you look at it, I mean, I'm talking from perspective of Turnitin, of course. Like we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
moved past the era of policing. We don't believe in that anymore. We are into the era of transparency. And I think AI should be embraced as a learning companion because see, in 2026, if you look at it, restriction is no longer viable because one of the things that we have learned in data is the more you want to stop, from students from using AI, you actually drive it underground, and you're bypassing the productive struggle of learning. So we have to embrace AI into our learning. Now, the goal for educators, it's not that did AI write it? It is not that how did AI enable you to write it? In fact, we have now come out with a tool called Turnitin Clarity. We're actually providing visibility to the instructors to see the progression from draft to the final stage of writing with help of AI prompts. And the AI prompt also will not write the paper for you. See, one of the problem that we have is that most of the time students, they go into AI, they say, okay, write me this paper, right? And then the entire paper comes out. But with Turnitin Clarity, the chat that is enabled in it, if they ask, the chat will automatically say that my job is not to write the paper for you, but I can make some suggestions about how to go ahead and providing relevant questions so that students use their thinking. It's very important to ensure that your critical thinking and judgment stays intact even in the age of AI. And I think that is providing the visibility of the human journey in writing, be it in any work that we're doing with the help of AI, will enable us to embrace AI more boldly and students to not fear the use of AI and educators to gain visibility about how AI has been used. So, it's kind of where there is an unity between learning outcomes that comes in with the help of AI, at the same time with the student's own critical thought process. And I think that's, what I feel is relevant in today's world.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It really came out very clear to all of our audience and to the moderator as well that how we can get all things together with exactly AI world we live in. Now, concluding on the second and starting with the third question, ma'am, I would like to start with you only, Chitali, ma'am. Ma'am, how edtech platforms and technology solutions support institution in maintaining originality, accountability, and responsible use of AI?
See, as I said earlier to you, I mean, roping in with my previous question, right? We are internet and we are always believing that AI should be embraced as a learning companion. I mean, we initially, if you look at the way Turnitin came into being, as a plagiarism detection, right? We talked about how plagiarism is happening, whether they're cut, copying, pasting. Then, of course, there came the ghost writing, there came bypassers, there are humanizers. So, we have seen a total evolution of the way technology has been used by students. Now, for edtech companies, and like us who are essentially into academic integrity, we believe that you have to weave it into the learning journey from an early stage. See, ethics has to be taught, but it has to be also within you, right? We can, as teachers, provide guidance to our students about, okay, this is what ethical usage of AI is. This is how, you go around writing or you do whatever you need to do. But it also has to be inculcated from a very early age. It cannot be that they just go into the university and all of a sudden they realize that, okay, I need to use an integrity tool. It doesn't work like that. So I think it's the entire process of the learning journey where the platform enables you, even with Turnitin Clarity, as I mentioned, for students to gain confidence that they can write, for students to learn to probe, for students to learn to dig in further, and for teachers to get the visibility that they require to ensure that the learning outcomes that they are expecting from students is met. And I think weaving these two and bringing in these two together is how, edtech companies like us are facilitating the learning journey of students. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, ma'am, completely. All like bang on now. Thank you. The Pankaj sir, a little detailed question I would like to know following this question is, sir, how now the new companies and how now with the new AI tools with respect to architecture, construction, how the professional or corporates are taking into consideration? So are they
Can you
all?
repeat the question, please?
So, how professional designs, practice perspectives, and how do the team balances creativity, AI assisted designs, and all? So, AI assisted designs, as already said, will not have too much of intent if not done properly. So, how the professional world is seeing it?
Well, I think with specific relation to the AEC industry, I think the AEC industry is going through a transformational phase, I would say, specifically. And if you look at it, there is a huge gap between what the industry is expecting and what our academia is producing.
Yes.
That's point number one. That's one challenge. The second challenge is if you really look at the education ecosystem per se, we have lower branding and perception of conventional disciplines of engineering. Okay? If you look at the overall civil engineering graduates that we are producing, it's around 80 to 85,000 in India. Okay? The total enrollment capacity is 1,15,000. If you look at the industry, by 2030, you need about 30 million digitally trained AEC professionals in this industry across all job roles. Okay? So obviously, the point I'm trying to make is the use of technologies like AI is imminent and imperative. Okay, and that is the expectation of this industry, of the industry at large. So I think it's important, like we are a technology solution provider, German multinational, focusing on different software or technology solutions in the planning, design, build, construct, and operate and manage phase, primarily targeted at civil construction management. So we as a technology leader are partnering with education institutions in embedding the students or skilling the students for the new job roles of the industry. AI is only one component of it. Okay? Now, I think the technology adoption I see is a big challenge in the education institutions. It may not be the same case in some of the developed countries. Okay? So I think the stakeholders, industry, academia, government, have to come together so that technology is adopted, okay, and without compromising on the critical thinking, problem solving capability of the student. Technology becomes an enabler, and technology is something that you use that you make yourself much more productive for the new job roles of the AEC industry. So that is the expectation of the industry. We need to take steps right now. We are already late in the game. If we don't take these steps, then we will not have enough civil engineers and enough architects in the market to fulfill the job roles, and maybe many of the job roles will be outsourced to other countries. Okay, or the industries may move away from a country like India, although we are the third largest construction market. So, just to summarize, I think technology is imminent, imperative. It will not replace the human minds, it will not replace the creative minds, but technology adoption is critical and important. Again, come back to the same statement for industry readiness and to generate this skilled resources in the construction market.
Thank you so much, sir. Ruchra ma'am, now the question is, how do industry balances creativity with AI assistant design processes? How is this balance created?
Uh, AI generally, it is not about replacing creativity. It expands the exploration phase. For example, traditionally a designer might explore 3 to 5 design options at a time for any project. But with our AI assisted tools nowadays, our designers in our teams, they are exploring as many as 30, 50 different iterations. So that has just like made ourselves like expand our creativity. Every person has a lot of creativity, but they are bound by the time, by the kind of energy they can put, and the all those different conditions they have. So AI assisting us into reducing those conditions and able to for us to explore as many iterations or design variations we want to try out. And actually that that encourages and motivates the young designers so much, because whatever they are thinking, they're not bound by any of the conditions or restrictions which our previous generation used to have. And now they just explore it, and sometimes they play it like a game also. Okay, can I try this, can I try this, and something like that. But in the process of that, they generally are able to design much more creative. But the caveat comes in the place where are they able to understand what that design means? Are they able to ask the right question, how it's going to be built, what it's going to be cost, how it is going to be related with other cross disciplines, and whether it is a viable choice for the client to do these kind of designs. So that is where they need to utilize AI in more smart way rather than just trying different design options. So this is the balanced approach. Like usually designers just don't get time to think about these things, because all of their time goes into preparing multiple options for the client to present. But now, since this is shortened very much, they should be focusing on the real issues, the issues which will translate this virtual design into the real world.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your perspective. Uh, Raghu sir, one question. How are universities going forward with AI literacy for responsible AI-enabled learning?
See, as Ms. Chaitali has mentioned, we started off with tools like Turnitin as a detection tools, but it's no longer sufficient and people are moving forward to things. We are kind of going back to the basics, as I said earlier, at least the University of Melbourne's context. What we are more interested is in the process and not just the output. If a student is doing some learning, and if you go back and look at our own education at 8th class, 9th class, 10th, 11th, and 12th, it's not the answer that matters. It's the steps in the process, what you write in between. And that is what we want the AI tools which are there, which kind of demonstrate that they've gone through the process. So you need a draft. I mean, essentially what we ask some of us, our students, is that you write a draft using an AI, reflect on what the draft says, yes or no, why do you think you agree, don't agree, show that thinking, again improve it and see what actually happens. Of course, applying the principles of the particular subject in mind. So it's just getting the process right and not just the output right. I think that's where the change is happening. And that's being visible. We are doing both at the undergrad level as well as the master's level to trying to push this onto the students. And they have been fairly receptive. It's also important for students to understand the process and we kind of support them do that. It automatically means the institutions have to spend a lot of money in terms of getting the structures, the procedures, and the systems ready, which I think is happening. The problem is on what is the kind of AI. I mean, AI as we use is not a single uniform term. It's quite broad and different tools are available. What is actually accessible? For instance, University of Melbourne has a particular AI tool which is prescribed that we should use. I have not personally tried that, not much. 56% of the international educators don't use the tool which is recommended. Everyone uses something which is not recommended. In a sense, we go to ChatGPT, Claude, or Perplexity, or whatever, but not necessarily the one which universities say use this. Because we don't have the confidence, or we simply don't think it is doing enough. So still it is evolving in that level. Obviously, when I say educators are not doing it, even the students won't follow the exact instruction what we are giving. So the point is not to check the compliances, but more to check the process what they've adopted, and ultimately whether their professional judgment and the principles what we are hoping that they learn have they learned or not. So I think the changes are happening in these ways, changing the way assessment is being conducted so that the students show the process, not just the final product, and also stand and talk so that it becomes much more. I mean, they're able to do that, demonstrate the judgment.
Thank you, sir. Josephine, ma'am, same question to you. How AI literacy, what universities are doing for AI literacy, responsible AI-enabled learning?
Yeah, I think we are, I mean, at Newcastle Uni, and I think a lot of universities, because AI is evolving constantly and it's sort of was upon us in a second, that we are playing a bit of catch up. And I think the original response to AI was, oh my God, the students are all going to cheat, and a lot of attention was spent on how to make sure that didn't happen. We had changes at our university with Turnitin. We can now see if our content is AI generated or not. And so I think a lot of attention was spent on that rather than the pedagogical approaches and how we could integrate AI more into assessment. So that assessment that I explained before, where we get the students to use it as a tool, that was quite a new idea when it was brought in. Is my sound coming okay? It's a bit glitchy on this end.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, ma'am. It was coming.
Okay, good. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that also we across Australia now there's the kind of requirement that we need to make sure that the students are doing the work, and we have to do that now by invigilated exams, which we've gone away from. We've gone more traditionally left those exam types and gone to assessment formats where the student just hands it in. But now we need to, we're going through a process where, for example, in my course, all of the students need to stand up and explain their assessment to us. And so at first, this was a horrifying thought for everybody, like 300 students in one of my classes. How am I going to get through all of these students? And how's it going to be any meaning to the students, or just another waste of everyone's time? But instead we thought, hey, this is a great opportunity that we actually have to interact with the students individually again, whereas we'd sort of been these big courses almost, not relating individually to students anymore. So we've used it as a kind of a tool to help, the process of checking is that AI being used or not is a part of how to actually interact with the students more and get them to engage more with the course. So I think that's a really good, outcome.
Thank you, ma'am, for concluding this part of a question. So, out of this particular theme, I could definitely understand from industry and academic perspectives that the learning is very integrated and has to go together with the evolving ethics, new things, new. As an academic, we need to have more on the process orientations rather than just the outcome part of it, which now comes to the next stage of how the future skills and professional competencies in the new professionals needed. So, with this, now the question I would like to start with Ruchir ma'am. Ma'am, what are the skills and professional competencies we need to prioritize or prepare our students for an AI-driven professional world?
You're asking me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah, we discussed about it. A few things, definitely AI literacy, but the more important is, are they able to apply that knowledge at the right place? The other skill which we look for is, are they able to ask the right kind of questions? Do they understand the overall outcome and how the value, which, like, what kind of value they can add, apart from saying that I have proficiency in Revit, or I have scored really good in my academics, and a lot of other things which are very basic skills. Instead of that, we are looking in the overall their understanding and their push. Are they, what kind of enthusiasm they have? Do they have the kind of motivation and passion about the industry or not? Or are they looking for there's nothing wrong with that, but are they looking for just a job to apply their software skills? Because nowadays it was true in the
Lost the connect.
can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I was talking about that having knowing a software really well is not enough nowadays. We are looking for people who can understand how that tool can be used to add value to the project, how exactly they are using it. Using a tool like just a tool, not the whole career about that. And similarly, it is for AI also. Learning AI is not about learning a certain AI tool. It is about how to leverage AI's intense capabilities into the real world, into the real problems. And are you using it to shortcut, or are you using it to expand your thought process? So that is where we are just trying to learn through the interviews or through knowing the people who come to us. uh, how do they want to shape their career, and do they really understand the real problems our industry is facing? So the reality check is something which is very much important for us.
The Pankaj sir, now the followed question is for you, sir. So, as our major audience right now is students, so exactly I want to know what are the skills and competencies which the industry is looking forward with the new professionals in this AI-driven world. They need to know on, or they need to have a very hands on this. What exactly are the new skills or competencies required to be more employment ready?
Yeah, thanks. I will again speak from the my industry perspective. So I'll start with one basic philosophy that this industry has a lot of challenges. Okay? challenge number one in the construction industry is most 90% of the projects have time and budget overruns. Okay. So that's a big challenge. Then, the next challenge is huge amount of carbon emissions. Okay. Almost 40% of the global carbon emissions is from this industry. The third is there is a lot of wastage in the construction industry. Okay. And the fourth, which I've already mentioned, is the lack of skilled resources, which in this particular case is the students who are going to graduate in the industry. So I think in terms of the skill sets that are required, I've already mentioned a few of them. I think students should look at the new job roles of the industry for which we can educate the students of what the new job roles of the industry, what are those skill sets. I've already mentioned things like, building information modeling, coupled with AI as a technology. I've already mentioned about interdisciplinary skills, okay, because, I think gone are the days where you look at a siloed, learning because a civil engineer has to interact with a mechanical engineer. A civil engineer has to interact with the electrical MEP engineer, with a computer science engineer. Okay, so if you really look at it, the interdisciplinary is, knowledge and skills are important. I also wanted to speak up. Somebody mentioned that when we talk about implementation of a technology in an industry, it is not the software skills. It's more of applied learning, how you use the software in understanding concepts better. Okay. So I think from a skill set perspective, I think they need to embed the skills like BIM coupled with AI, which is the need of the hour. They need to have a more interdisciplinary approach, okay, when you look at more of a project-based learning. So education institutions, so my appeal to education institution is to work with technology providers like us, anybody else in the industry, be it the construction industry or any other industry, to look at how we can bridge this gap, bringing the new age skills into the students. In this particular case, things like BIM coupled with AI. And we'll be happy to collaborate with universities like MIT to see how we can work with the university in bridging this gap and make them industry ready for our customers. I think there's a huge potential, there's a huge requirement. So we definitely like to collaborate with MIT and look forward to how we can collaborate and make the students industry ready. I will leave it at this. There are a lot of things I can talk about, but I just leave it at that at a very high level.
So a rapid fire question for all my panelists. What is that one misconception about AI into higher education system or usage of this in the professional world? What is that one misconception you would have come across or which is very generically, globally just being said about? So starting with Raghu sir.
What is the one single misconception?
Yes, sir.
I don't think so. The issue is on the myth on losing jobs and gaining jobs. I think that's a big myth, which is see, even if you see the latest World Economic Forum reports, which essentially says that 85 million jobs will be lost because of AI, but 97 million jobs will come because of AI again. But the net is not, while the net is positive, it's not exactly the same people. So people will lose. So the misconception there is that it is going to change quite a lot in terms of the jobs, not in the built environment sector. In the RSCS, their own survey report, I mean, basically says that 46% people feel that, I mean, AI will transform lives. But majority will say that we are not even employing. I mean, only 1-2% said that we are actually employing AI. So it's basically, I think the myth is that it is going to change fundamentally. Is only in education side, not really in the real life in the next 4-5 years. Is my personal feeling.
Sir, so Pankaj sir.
Well, I will agree with Professor Swami. I think people have this misconception they will lose jobs, which is maybe partly correct because the new job roles are not going to be those traditional job roles, especially in the, in the maybe in the AC industry or any other industry. So I think the dichotomy or the challenge is that I think while there's a misconception, students should get ready, okay, for the new age job roles because the job roles are changing. Otherwise, they cannot be relevant in that particular industry. So while there's a misconception, there is a reality, and we need to make a reality check and prepare ourselves for the new age job roles. I'll just leave it at this.
Chaitali ma'am, your views?
I personally feel that AI, the misconception that is there is that AI usage in education is a shortcut and that it will lead to laziness or the erosion of critical thinking, and that inevitably the student is cheating. And I think that is something we need to really break in our thinking process. It's not necessarily that if they're referencing to AI or if they're using AI that they're cheating. And there is no scoring to it. We in Turnitin and we strongly believe in the fact that it's a dialogue that needs to happen. Let's not just go into a scoring aspect and look at the finished product. Oh, okay, the essay has come, the student has cheated. So that's my take about it.
Josephine ma'am?
Yeah, I'm going to throw in a bit of a daring one here. I think one of the myths is that AI can't possibly take some of our jobs, such as architecture, for example. Could AI design a building? And everyone said, no, it can't possibly do that. But I think it can. And as we see AI progress in the kind of abilities that it has, but as mentioned before, it is how we change our jobs. Like when we look at what AI does, it basically just takes the information we feed it and give it back to us in the form that we need really quickly. So that would be part of the whole design process. And I think that's why it's really great to have these conversations now, to think about how do we create that future? So how do we think about how we want AI to help us, particularly around the built environment? What, we've mentioned already embodied carbon and other sustainability outcomes from building. If we can build these in as important features into any kind of AI design now, then we're looking at a better future for building design. Sometimes, AI can digest and spit out information in much more effective ways than we can as humans.
Ruchira ma'am?
As an AI and BIM transformation person in my organization, I feel that our industry, we are already seeing AI assist with design options, simulations, documentations. What employers like ours now value most is not who can produce drawings fastest or the documents fastest, but who can ask the right questions and interpret complex information is something which is very much valuable for us. And that's what I feel, that the misconceptions comes, like everybody thinks that it is reducing creativity, and that is not it. It needs to expand it with the right kind of attitude.
So now with the final question again, I will keep it very short on time. So it's again going to be a short rapid fire. Now this is from the university perspective. I will be taking a little advantage here, seeking all the panelists and experts' opinion. What is one thing which the university now should be doing to enhance AI learning in my education system? So starting with Josephine, what should we do as an higher education to make AI literacy and education constant?
Well, I'm going to speak directly as an academic. I think we need to dedicate more time and give our all of our colleagues at universities need to have the time to really be able to digest and think about it. At Newcastle Uni, we have a really great teaching and learning team who come in and work with us as educators to think about how to develop our courses when things like, changes come through. And so having the time to really work together and think these things through, rather than quickly, let's get AI to tell us how to do it. Like, no, let's work together and really think about the big picture for the pedagogical and student learning.
Chaitali ma'am? one thing as a higher education?
I mean, I'm not an educator, but I feel that the educator's role needs to evolve to be more of a mentor now. It is, earlier the way the teachers taught us, the way we sat in classrooms. I don't think it's anymore that. It has to be more dialogue oriented, discussing and probing. And I think that will help bring a better workforce and more equipped to manage AI from both ends.
Sure, ma'am. Dipankar sir, one thing we should learn or one step we should go ahead with?
Well, I think the way I look at it is, I think from a technology perspective, including AI, uh, I think we need to look at AI from a pedagogy standpoint, okay, instead of you know just looking at it something which comes by the way. Okay, so it should be an integral part of the pedagogy or the curriculum, and I think industry is always there. Maybe collaborate with the industry on how this can be done in association with the industry and the government, because I think this is important, because at the end of the day, once it forms a part of the DNA of the curriculum or the pedagogy, then it will have an effective implementation. So that would be my 2 cents. And I know some institutions are already doing it. There are so many institutions doing it, but it should form an integral part of the curriculum. And for that, government, institution, and industry has to play a equal part to make it feasible.
Ruchira ma'am, one thing for us.
I just want to expand on what Mr. Dipankar has said. I was both of the things, which is exactly same. We need to, have integrate the AI into the curriculum in a way that it is not a separate elective or a specialization. It becomes just normal how pen and paper is a normal part of education. It becomes like that. And another thing, how you can partner with the with the industry, because industry moves faster than the education curriculum. So develop co-develop studios, labs, live projects, something with the industrial industry partners, so that students can learn and see how AI is actually being implemented in the real projects, and how the industry is moving before they step out into the real world.
Raghu sir, one thing.
Yeah, Ricky, I think I mean, we can always think and kind of hope for much better things. AI has the potential to take us back to the olden times of Gurukul kind of based systems where we can probably, again, this is my aspiration. I hope someday educators will be able to do it, is to give a personalized one-to-one teaching in a classroom of 1,000 students. Again, AI probably will have able has that capacity, hopefully, 5 years, 10 years down the line, genuinely personalized, mentor rich, kind of a judgment oriented, professional judgment oriented teaching. I think that is what I think, I hope ultimately will happen. And it won't happen automatically. Obviously, you have to work together with the industry very closely, but this is my aspiration.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So the 5 key takeaways, at least from the higher education point of view, is that we need to invest on our time. Also, now this is about mentoring as an education system, to have an integrated and a pedagogy into a part of my curriculum. So it should not just be an elective, it should be a part of regular things. And also personalized and one-on-one learning. So especially, I mean, the outcome which I feel now after this moderating this panel is that we are, and we will live with AI. Now the point comes is how well we make the professionals ready for the corporates by skilling them, upskilling them, making them aware about more of things, and also inculcating integrity, confidence, process orientation, how the feeds have to be put in. So thank you so much to my esteemed panelists for sharing their time, giving this valuable insights on AI. I hope the students have got a huge learning out of this, because this is like again coming as the most talkable questions in the classroom when we give them an assignment or anything. So today they have got it one-on-one from all my experts. So I think now they will also have a better learning and will try to inculcate these skills and competencies to become a better professional tomorrow. Thank you so much. We would have loved to felicitate each of you here physically, but again, technology-driven world, which has made it very small and possible to happen. So thank you, and a heartiest gratitude from my side and School of Built Environment side, RICF, that it is honor to moderate this panel, and thank you so much for sparing your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us,
It was
Ricky.
lovely. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you, Tagdees, ma'am.
Thank you, Ricky. uh, Thank you, everyone. It was a wonderful panel discussion. We got to understand the perspective of using artificial intelligence in academia and industry, and how to include integrity and excellence using AI. Thank you so much. Now we will proceed towards the very important aspect for students. They must be waiting about the competitions we had in ICSB. There were two competitions. One is the poster challenge, SDG poster challenge, and one competition was the product and system design competition. We will just take a break of 1 minute and then we will start with the presentations. Sir, Bharat sir, there? Bharat sir, Oh, modern school वालों को लाना है।
इसमें बनाया ना, इसी को आपने बोला ना बनाने के लिए।
अभी बाहर मॉडर्न स्कूल वाले लॉगिन कर रहे होंगे ना, उनको कॉल करिए।
भाई कैसे बस हमने आपके लिए बुलाया ना, आप कॉल कर लीजिए बस।
हाँ सर, मॉडर्न स्कूल वाले लोग ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, MM स्कूल।
यही से कम
अब मुझे दो
मांग रहा हूँ।
कोई बात नहीं,
मांग रहा हूँ, उसी तरह मांग में पेंट है कुछ काम है सर।
हाँ गया
तो
तो ही नहीं हो रहा है।
चल रहा था ना,
हाँ हाँ अभी कुछ कर रहे तो हुआ था कुछ कर रहा है। कौन सा है इसमें?
कौन सा
ये वाला
वो है
है?
और मेरी फोल्डर नीचे ही है
कौन कौन सा है?
नीचे वाला फोल्डर है वो सर का
नितेश,
नितेश सर
नितेश,
उसके बाद
और मेरा ये वाला नीचे ICSB नीचे नीचे और नीचे हाँ ये फोल्डर ये पूरा
ये है और कौन सा है?
और कुछ नहीं
चित्रा का
इतना का वही ICSB
हमारे
ठीक है ये दो आ गया। ठीक अभी कौन सा चलना है?
अभी ये चल रहा है ये वाला।
नीचे वाला ठीक है।
ऑनलाइन ही है
एक एक मिनट सर सॉरी बैग जाना पड़ेगा। जाओ
मैं कर दूं
ऑलरेडी किसी और मोड में खुला हुआ है ना पीपीटी। वहां से बंद होगा, पहले यहाँ से बंद होगा, पीपीटी को बंद कीजिए, पूरा पीपीटी बंद कीजिए, बंद कीजिए।
एक मिनट।
डेस्कटॉप में ठीक है। एक मिनट आप ठीक है, इसे जाइए, इसे क्लिक कीजिए, इसको इस पे क्लिक करें। एक मैम आप थोड़ा सा वही छोड़ दीजिए।
एक सेकंड।
हाँ हाँ ठीक है।
Just speak something. Hello. Hello. Clear.
Hello. Do we have competition winners present?
Winners.
Uh,
पहली है प्रीति मैम ने join किया। जय।
is it Jaya Jha's joining here?
प्रीति करके है।
No, Preeti.
नहीं है। She has also joined the link. Neetu Luthra ma'am is for the other one.
No, I don't think she's here.
1 second, she said she joined the link.
Anyhow, we can start.
The second prize. ठीक है, हाँ। नीतू मैम
Okay, everyone, quickly settle down. We are starting with the presentation of poster competition. We will start with Riya Yadav's presentation of the poster. Over to you, Riya. I hope I'm audible.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Imagine standing at a doorway where one path leads to destruction and other leads to hope. The question is, which future will the humanity choose? Good morning, respected teachers and judges. Today, I, Riya Adav from School Modern Public Shalimar Bagh, present you my artwork on SDG 13, Climate Action and Climate Resilient Future. At the center of my painting is a symbolic gateway representing choice humanity must make. On the left side, we see a world full of destruction. Factories release smoke, the land is dry, and the trees are lifeless. Barrels of oil and gas show our dependence on fossil fuels, while a scale of imbalance represent how human activities have disturbed the nature. But on the right side, we see hope. Green forests, clean rivers, and cities in harmony with nature, showing a sustainable future. The solar umbrella symbolizes renewable energy protecting our planet, while people standing together represent unity and collective responsibility for our nature and environment. At bottom, people pulling rope towards green side show that every action matters. So the message is simple that future of earth depends on the choices we make today. There is no planet B but a chance of planet A. Thank you.
It was a one. Okay, it was a wonderful presentation, Ms. Riya. Thank you so much for joining us. Please stay connected for the award distribution and certificate presentation online. We will
ma'am.
the next presentation from. We will move to the next presentation from Jaya Jha from MM Public School, Rani Bagh. I hope I'm audible to you, Jaya.
Preeti ma'am, requesting you to start.
Preeti ma'am, you're on mute. एंड पे कर हाँ
Yes.
नहीं वो दूसरा वाला है उसका थर्ड वाला भी है नहीं फेंक वो Yes, that की आवाज नहीं आ रही है. We are not able to hear her. Position नहीं है. We'll start the other product and design वाला. I think there is some connectivity issue with MM Public School. We will move to the next presentation part. We have third position. People have could not have joined here because we could of some issue in the connectivity again. So we have the product and system design competition presentation. The first presentation is by Divya Darshini and Mohit Kumar Chaurasya. So I welcome Divya and Mohit to give their presentations.
So this presentation is designed, this competition is designed for innovation, resilience, something in connectivity with our conference theme. They had to design an innovative product or a system or a service, anything which has to be done. So you will be seeing their presentation with respect to this. It had to have a financial feasibility aspect. It had to have resilience aspect. It had to have sustainable element. So based on that, the judgment happened. So you can see on the presentation now.
So good morning, everyone. Please focus the slide on this. So good morning, everyone. So Mohit and myself, Divyadashini, we are here to talk about our product proposal, which is called Clean Core, which is an air purification system for institutional campuses. So getting into the background of issue, in India, there are a lot of cities that are doesn't have a clean air to breathe in, especially Delhi NCR, where the average annual AQI is somewhere around 201, which falls under the poor category. And also it is like 24 times more than specified WHO limit of PM 2.5 excellence. Especially if you take in Noida, the air quality averages around 217. And also, this issue has ended up with health reports that suggest that 1.67 million deaths happen annually due to air pollution and poor air quality in India, which accounts for around 95 billion economic losses. But this is not a new issue and our product is not entirely new. There has been multiple proposals to address this, but if you see, which is like smoke towers, which are actually seen in Sundar Nursery or CP in Delhi itself, are more city-centric and large-scale solutions. While on the other hand, we have indoor purifiers, which are more towards indoor air quality control, residential scale or office spaces scale. The other proposal the government came up with was tree plantation, which is like a long-term solution, but it takes a lot of years to show its effect in terms of sustainability and cleaner air. So what's noted here is there is either a large-scale solution or a small-scale solution. There is no middle-scale solution for institutional campuses.
So as discussed by Divya previously, that our concept is not a new one. We have taken references from Xi'an, China and Delhi Connaught Place. Although the scale is way too high, but their effectiveness has not been up to the mark. So what we propose is that a new air purifier which can be implemented at an institutional level. So moving on, so current solution spectrum say that city scale solutions are impractical, are found to be impractical, and room air purifiers, HVAC filters are enclosed spaces only. So they are insufficient to address these challenges. So what we propose is an institutional scale modular system for specific campus zone, which has a height of 12 to 20 meter. So that brings to our research question that how can we design a cost-effective modular air pollution system, purification system, specifically tailored for institutional campuses that creates measurable clean air zones while integrating circular economy principles. So we've introduced you to Clean Core, which is a modular air purification tower designed for institutional campuses which captures polluted air at ground level and filters particulate matter before releasing cleaner air above the surrounding environment. So basically, it has a multi-stage filtration system, which we will be discussing in further more slides. And as we are proposing for it to use solar energy, so low energy consumption, and we are proposing also dust recycling from the dust accumulated by the air purifier. So Clean Core is an air modular purification tower, which has 3 stages of filtration and assisted by solar. We are using reused steel for construction, which will be cost optimum, and solar stack effect. Then dust, as previously said, dust cycling. That dust will be collected and that can be proposed to use it in paver blocks, which will significantly reduce the use of sand by 30 to 40% in future. So what is our vision? Our vision is that PM particular matter reduction of 5 to 10%, and people protected more than 10K, plus capital cost for our project is 6 lakhs per unit, including the installation and everything. And sand replacement, as discussed, 20-25% will be sand replaced. So what is the filtration process constitute of? First, we take polluted air, intake at base, PM 2.5, PM 10, dust, pollutants, everything. It goes through cyclone separator, which has a coarse removal process in which 70 to 90%, which has a 70 to 90% of efficiency for more than 10 micrometer particles. Then we have electrostatic precipitators, which removes fine dust, which captures the fine dust by introducing electrical charge into the air. Then we have HEPA filters, and forward we have cleaner air. So this is what our air purifier will look from inside. As we can see that at the bottom we have air vents to take the air in, and then afterwards we have cyclone dust trap, which will trap the bigger particles. Furthermore, we have electrostatic filters, then HEPA, and then the outcome is clean air outlet. This is an infographic presentation for the same. So what it's going to impact on the campus. Earlier, the PM 2.5 level is around 100, it will significantly reduce it to 80. And AQI, which is right now unhealthy at 217, can be transferred to moderate of 170. This is one of the diagrams, how it will look in our university. So the clean coast, the specifications of our tower. It is a 12 to 15 meter tower, which has a base footprint of 3.5 into 3.5, which can be planted in a 12 square meter area. Total weight of 2.8 tons, which has an air throughout capacity of 15,000 m³ per hour, and filtration stages that we have discussed previously. And it will provide a clean air radius of 15 meter, effective clean air radius. And it has a battery storage capacity as well, or we can directly integrate it with our solar panels, MET solar panels. So it will have IoT sensors to monitor the PM10 and PM2.5 ratings, connectivity with 5G and Wi-Fi, cloud dashboard, so that we can access through our systems. And the total consumption is 12 kilowatt electrode array. And wind rating for the proposed open structure is as per IS 875 Part 3, which can accommodate up to 180 km/h per hour speed, which is under the category which Delhi receives every day. So material strategy is that we are using reuse structure, which will significantly reuse steel, which will significantly reduce the cost by 75%, and it will also reduce the CO2 reduction by 60%. This is the infographic at the bottom right corner shows the circular economy material strategy, which shows that how we'll be using the material, so recycled materials, and how we will be using the dust particulate matters for future use. So sustainability matrices, material reuse, we are using 100% reuse materials. Solar resistance we have, and cost efficiency will be versus the city scale alternatives that we have in CP and other places. It will be 97% more cost effective, because those cost around 6 crores and our cost around 6 lakhs. So this is a financial aspect of the same. So the capex cost is around 6 lakhs, and annual O&M cost is around 2.26 lakhs. Sorry, it has been written 4.26 lakhs. Actually, the electricity consumption was 2.26 lakhs. And since we are using solar panels, so it is reducing that cost. As it is written, the CP towers is 25 series. So 3 to 4, we'll be going to that slide as well. We have designed. And okay, as discussed above, it will be have a 15-meter radius. So zones are divided. Core zone is from 0 to 5 meter, which will have a effectiveness of 8 to 10% decrease in the particulate matters. Then effective zone 5 to 10 meters, and peripheral zone of 10 to 15 meters. And tower replacement strategy is that we will be placing central campus location near Amity Library and near entrance gate at gate 2, which handles most of the footsteps, and then prevailing wind alignment, high occupancy zones. So this image shows the location of our air purifier where we are proposing it to be. One is near the central library, one is near the playground, and one is near the gate 2 and gate 3. Yeah, only 3 we are proposing that as of now, sir. Means
sir, to cover the campus, we would actually need around 8 to 10, sir. But this is a pilot proposal to check the effectiveness of it. So yes, we are prototyping with 3 for now.
So this is a rendered image of the product, how it will look from outside. As you can see that we have also integrated solar panels in this in the purifier itself.
So moving on to the benefits that this proposal has for Amity campus, there are like obviously health benefits for the students and campus users. Then there is productivity gains in terms of like pure pollution, resulting in pure lesser health related sickness and taking absence for that and things like that. Then better environmental impact, like cleaner environment in the campus, and this leads to a better sustainability in the campus. So moving on to the implementation plan, this is taken in consideration with, this can be done even in a month from start to finish, but considering the extensive approval and acceptance processes, so we are proposing a 4-month plan where month 1 will end up with the design and approval stage. Month 2 is when the foundation works will be done for all the 3 spots. Then in month 3, the fabrication will start up, and in month 4, the installation will end. So, and also in terms of scalability, beyond Amity, this proposal can be used in other universities, any transit hubs or public parks or urban plazas. Basically, any campuses or institutional setup, this can be used in. Our proposal aligns with SDG 3, which is good health and well-being, SDG 13, which is climate action, and SDG 11, which is consumption and sustainable cities. Also, SDG 12, that is consumption. So our proposal was for our campus to be a breathable space. And thank you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. I hope you are ready with your presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just give me a second. Sorry. पैनल हटा दो, दिखता रहता है. Oh, okay. Yes, yes. We are going back to the poster presentation from our school students. That poster presentation from Miss Jaya Jha from MM Public School, Rani Bagh. Over to you, Miss Jaya.
Good morning, teachers. My name is Jaya Jha. I am from MM Public School, Vasudha Enclave, Pitampura. And I'm presenting my topic, digital transformation in the built environment. And I would like to thank you all for giving me this platform to explain about my topic and reflect my talent about drawing. So let us start with the explanation. My topic is digital transformation in built environment. The built environment includes all the building, roads, bridges, and infrastructure. It also includes the picture of drones and machines that are not being made used by humans. Digital transformation means using modern digital technologies to improve the way we design and construct and manage these things. Technologies like digital design, software data, smart machines, and automation make construction work faster and more efficient. As it can be seen, because human work leads to much of the error. To work together easily and share information, we also require the help of AI and human together to build a smart cities like this. Digital transformation also helps to reduce mistakes, save time, minimize waste of materials. It improves the quality of buildings so that in the conditions like earthquakes, nothing will happen as much worse and make the construction process safer and more organized. In addition, the digital technology creates smart building and modern cities where systems like lighting security and energy use can be managed more efficiently. In conclusion, I would like to say that combining manual work with AI gives faster, safer, and smarter benefits. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jaya, for explaining us your presentation. We will move to the product and system design presentation from our student with Chitra Mishra. Just that.
बंद कर दो, इसको बंद कर दो। PT on.
Over to you, Chitra.
It is currently 30 degrees outside in Delhi and it is only 11 in the morning, mid of March. 3 million air conditioners across the city have been running since 6 a.m. and each one of them is making the street just a little bit hotter. We have built ourselves a trap and we called it comfort. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chitra Mishra and I want to show you the exit to this trap. I think you can look at the 4 numbers on the screen. They are not projections. They're not even the worst case scenarios. They are today. Global cooling energy demand has tripled since over 1990. Not doubled, tripled. 40% of every unit of electricity of a residential building consumes goes to the air conditioner, not lighting, not cooking, the AC. The urban heat island effect means the street outside your apartment building can be 5 degrees hotter than the farmland 20 kilometers away because of glass, because of concrete, because of asphalt. And then perhaps the most quietly outrageous number on this slide, 60 liters of clean water every day from every air conditioner dripping off a pipe into a drain. We are not short of innovation, we are short of imagination because the answer to all 4 of these numbers has been sitting in rural India home for 3,000 years. The Vatavayan Jali. The Vatavayan Jali is a modular bioclimatic facade system. It replaces the balcony railing, the most ignored square meter of a real estate on every high-rise building with a living, breathing climate engine. It is made of 4 things: a steel frame that snaps onto any balcony without drilling into the structure, terracotta lattice panels, fired clay, vetiver root screens, the same grass our grandmothers hung in doorways, and a small solar-powered brain that watches the weather and decides whether to wet the terracotta and when to keep it dry, turning this balcony railing into a living, breathing climate engine. So now this framework is not new, and that is in fact its greatest strength. The matka, a terracotta water vessel, has been cooling Indian homes since before Harappa. The khas screen or woven vetiver grass has been hanging in doorways across Rajasthan for centuries. They work on a simple thermodynamics principle. Water evaporates, and when it does, it takes heat with it. Now look at the middle column. Ant Studio, Ant Delhi in New Delhi in 2018, they built a honeycomb of wetted terracotta cylinders to cool industrial exhaust. Inlet of 50 degrees and outlet 36 degrees, a 14-degree drop. This system framework was published, peer-reviewed, and real. The Vatavayan Jali targets a conservative 4 to 6 degrees of pre-cooling, not 14 but 4 to 6, because we are designing for reliability across a mixed urban climate and not for controlled experiments. The system runs in 5 steps. Every single one of them is passive or solar powered. There is no grid connection. There is no monthly service call and there is no engineer required. Step 1, your air conditioner is producing wastewater right now. 20 to 60 liters a day. We capture it, we store it in a slim reservoir and built into the top rail of the frame. And step 2, a 5-watt solar panel powers a micro pump. When the sensor network says the weather is right, dry enough to evaporate, the pump activates. Step 3, water drips down through the terracotta and vesiver. The materials are porous. They absorb it instantly and uniformly. Step 4, hot outside air passes through these wetted materials and wetted matrix, and then a phase change happens. The air cools 4 to 6 degrees before it even reaches your windows. And step 5, and this is the elegant one, in winter, the system shuts itself off. The water stops, the dry terracotta, it becomes a thermal mass. It stores solar heat during the day and releases it slowly at night. One facade, 2 seasons, one mechanism. Everything I have just described is passive. The IoT layer makes it intelligent. Each balcony carries a sensor node that is reading temperature, humidity, and PM 2.5 levels continuously. That data flows to a central microcontroller which calculates something called the wet bulb depression, essentially how much the air can actually cool if you add moisture. If the answer is not much, the system waits, the water is not wasted. On the resident's phone, they see 4 live numbers, that is kilowatt hours saved, cubic meters of air filtered, liters of water recycled, and degrees of real-time cooling. That is not data for its own sake. That is proof. Every morning before you leave for work, you can see exactly what your balcony did for you overnight. Every material in the system has a second life. The terracotta is extruded from recycled construction debris. The vetiver screen is compostable at the end of its 1-year life, back into the ground. The steel frame lasts 25 years and is fully recyclable, and the water loop is closed so there is zero municipal supply and zero waste discharge. But there is a layer to this that goes beyond materials. The production of every terracotta module requires a potter, and the weaving of every vetiver screen requires a weaver. We are not outsourcing this to automated factory. We are routing this procurement through Khurja pottery clay cluster in Uttar Pradesh and vetiver cluster belts in Tamil Nadu and Rajasthan. Urban housing infrastructure funding rural artisan culture, that is not a side effect of this system, that is a design decision. Let us talk money, because the most beautiful system in the world does not get built if the numbers do not work. The total capital expenditure to manufacture, procure, and deliver the complete Vatava Jali installation of one balcony is only 42,000 rupees. That is 505 US dollars. Looking at this chart, we can tell that the largest single cost center is the structural exoskeleton, which comprises of the zinc, aluminium, magnesium, and steel frame at 15,400. That is the piece that lasts 25 years. Then the terracotta and vetiver cartridges, the water loop hardware, and the IoT sense layer. 18.6% gross margin is built into this figure, since this is a real product at real Indian market prices and not just a research prototype with aspirational economics. And here is the commercial mechanic that makes it very interesting for developers. A 300 unit complex gets the per unit cost down to 34,000 rupees. A 19% reduction simply through cooperative procurement from pottery clusters. Volume is the margin here, and the margin accrues to the buyer. The installation cost is 8,185 rupees per balcony. That is 99 US dollars. That is a 19.5% installed to capex ratio. For context, a conventional silicon set external facade system runs 35 to 45%. We are running at half that cost. Why? Because the system is dry hung, no adhesive, no drilling through the building structure, no internal access required. A 2% team, one skilled, one unskilled, can install 4 to 5 balconies a day entirely from the outside. Residents do not move out. Residents do not even notice it happening. For a 120 unit mid-rise tower, the total installed cost lands at 60.2 lakh rupees. That is a full developed cost, materials, labor, and commissioning as well. People always ask, what does it keep it running? In years 1 to 3, 2,400 rupees per balcony per year. The primary consumable is the vetiver screen. 1,140 rupees for a full set of 12 replaced annually before monsoon. And look at the chart. The green line, which is the annual saving, climbs steeply as electricity tariffs rise. The red line, maintenance, rises slowly and only bumps when components reach end of life. The micro pump at year 7, the sensor node at year 6, and even in year 10, the maintenance cost is less than quarter of the annual savings. For property managers who want predictability, we offer a managed service contract, the mass standard tire at 3,200 rupees per balcony per year. That covers everything: the vetiver resupply, biannual inspection, IoT firmware, spares, one fixed cost, and no surprises. And here is the return, and I want you to look at it carefully. Every year, a Vatavayan Jali installation saves its resident 18,500 rupees. That is not one source of savings, it is 5. 3,245 from direct HVAC electricity reduction, 4,500 from the extended lifespan of the air conditioner, since fewer compressor cycles mean fewer breakdowns, 1,800 from reduced indoor air purification cost, 1,200 from condensate water reuse, and 7,760 from measurable behavior change. Because when people see their energy data in real time, they use less energy. The total installed cost, 50,185 rupees. Annual savings, 18,500. Simple payback of 2.3 years with a green certification credit and 2.7 years without it. 10-year gross internal rate of return, which is of 38%. And for reference, the best fixed deposit rate in India right now is 6%. India added 8 million urban housing units in the last financial year alone. Of those, 2.8 million are in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities with the heat, the AC penetration, and the resident profile that makes Vatavayan Jali not just viable but essential. Our 5-year serviceable addressable market is 2,100 crore rupees, 252 million US dollars, that is. At a 2% market share, which is not an ambitious number for a product with a 2-year payback and zero structural competition, we reach 42 crore rupees in revenue by year 3. We are looking for a seed round of 8 to 12 crore rupees, that is 1.4 million US dollars. The use is specific. Tooling for terracotta extrusion, 3 pilot buildings totaling 180 balconies, IoT firmware development, and BIS product certification. At the end of 12 months, we will have independently verified performance data from 3 dual buildings, a certified product, and a live rural supply chain. That is the foundation for a series of 40 to 60 crores. Scalability is already built into the design. The system is non-load bearing, non-penetrative, and uses an independent water loop. That means it retrofits onto existing buildings, affordable housing, government stock, RWA managed societies without a single structural engineer sign-off. On the policy side, every IGBC and LEED certificate this system generates for a developer translates directly into a higher Green Star rating. Developers with a high rating sell apartments for 3 to 7% more. That is 1 to 5 lakh rupees premium per apartment, more than enough to absorb the entire Vatavayan Jali installation cost and still walk away ahead. And at portfolio scale, 10,000 installations generate up to 2,000 tons of carbon credits annually. Under India's new carbon credit training scheme, that is a live revenue stream of up to 2.4 crore rupees a year, passive income from clay and grass. I want to put something in front of you that is very simple. On the left, the conventional glass and aluminum facade, and on the right, the Vatavayan Jali. Same function, both cover a building's balcony envelope. Both are what a developer specifies in the tender document. But read the left column. No cooling mechanism, increases HVAC load, discharges 60 liters of water as waste every day, no air filtration, loses heat in winter, completely static, aluminum and glass that are energy intensive to recycle. And now when we read the right column, 7 rows, 7 wins, every single one. And the cost? The conventional facade is 28 to 35,000 rupees to install, but its annual operational cost The electricity it forces through the air conditioner is 38,000 rupees a year or more. Every year, forever. Vatavai and Jali cost 42,000 rupees to install, and then it pays you back 18,500 rupees a year for the next 15 years. I want to go back. Like I said, right now in Delhi, the temperature is 30 degrees and it's only 11 in the morning. Except this time, the building on the corner has Vatavai and Jalis on its balconies. The terracotta is wet. The vetiver is pulling PM 2.5 out of the exhaust air from traffic below. The apartment inside is 2 degrees cooler than it should be. The air conditioner cycled on 40 minutes later than it did yesterday. One building, 120 balconies, 360 tons of carbon dioxide not emitted this year, 22 lakh rupees not spent on electricity, and in the Khurja Pottery district, 200 artisans whose livelihoods are now connected to the urban climate infrastructure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chitra. It was a very informative presentation, very well collated. Just a second. I want to announce a very exciting part for you all students. We are going to conduct a quiz for you, which has a special award for all of you. So this quiz has 3 parts of it, which will have 5 questions each, 3 questions each. 3 part and 3 questions each. All part, whoever wins will be the winner of this quiz, and you will get a special certificate and a special award from us. So over to you, Nitesh sir. Yes, sir. Even those people who are online can join this quiz.
Yes. I just explained everything.
Wait for a few minutes, everyone. Our school students are waiting, so we have to let them go. So we will be announcing their award certificate first. So the award announcement for the school students are first prize winner is Miss Jaya Jha, MM School, Rani Bagh. Second prize winner is Riya Yadav, Modern Public School, Shalimar Bagh. Third prize winner is Charvi Prashar, DPS International School, Gurgaon. Very well done, students. We will be sending you this certificate in post after the conclusion of the conference. Ms. Riya Yadav and Charvi Prashar. Thank you for the participants of the poster challenge. You may leave the Zoom link. We will move to the exciting part, which I hope brought excitement to our students. I could see that you are going to win some award for a quiz. So we will continue with the quiz, and everyone be ready. There is going to be an online quiz. A scanner will be displayed to you here.
Can you stop sharing?
Yes, I'll just stop sharing.
So there are 3 sets. In each set there are 3 questions. Now other room is also listening to you. Yes.
All the students from other room is also listening to me. Okay.
All right. I hope I'm audible in all the rooms.
मेरा लैपटॉप एक्चुअली उधर है तो मुझे स्क्रीन शेयर करना होगा.
Nitesh, the quiz for this room also?
I'm just sharing.
Students from all the rooms should join.
Bharat, is he going to show something? Or
Yeah, so there will be some code he's showing, so we have to scan it.
So you all can participate in this quiz and win certificate. So there will be a QR code which you can scan.
Guys, please wait, students. We are setting up the system. Please wait for a moment. So displaying a screen. You can keep your phone out from your pocket and be ready to scan the code, okay?
So you'll get a QR code shortly to scan. So you can scan and participate in the quiz. थोड़ा ठीक ढंग से बैठो. ठीक ढंग से बैठो.
I hope everyone is ready. In other rooms, I hope you all are ready with your mobile phone. So I'm right now starting the quiz. We'll get 20 seconds for each question, right? And the winner would be based on the time, how quickly you answer the question.
QR code because students in this room can also participate.
Okay. Saurabh sir, may I request you to please mute the microphone?
Okay.
Laptop? Yeah. All right. As I mentioned, how much quick you are in responding the question, answer of the question, right? Yeah, podium पे. इसको कैसे रन करेंगे? Right, please scan the QR code. You can see your name on the screen itself. Please write your correct name. Yes. I can see 43 participants, 45, 50, 56. And the best part is only 100 participants can scan. So you have to be very quick. I think we should start. 1 minute. All right, can we start the quiz now? Yes. So I think we should start the quiz. Sir, start पे click कीजिए एक बार. नीचे next. Here is the first question on your screen. You can see the options in your mobile phone itself. You have 20 seconds to answer the question. And once the time is over, you can see the results on the screen. Okay, top is Nandini, then Robin, then Vatsal. All right, that's great. Next question. You have to guess the city name. You have to guess the city name. No, no, no. All right, next question, please. Now, whatever question is, you have to answer it. So this is the last question of first round. Swastik is first in this round. Second is Nandini and third is Mehak Chen. Very well done. Sir, all right. Yeah, for the top three. Yes, so we can end the presentation now. Leave it. Sir, can we take a screen? Sir, can we take a photograph? Anyone? Student, if you can take a photograph of this. I said it will calculate on the basis of the time and all the questions in the set. Okay, so now can we go to the next, ma'am? Go to home. Click on My Library. Again, you have to scan the code again. So we are now starting the second round of that quiz. Ma'am, hope you open the quiz too. All right. Again, you have to scan the QR code for the second round. Yes, please. Quickly scan. Scan the QR code. So the system will automatically calculate the winner according to the time you take to answer the question. So you have to be very quick. सर आप जो टॉप 3 होंगे विनर्स जो फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड आएंगे सर वो फर्स्ट सेकंड का फर्स्ट राउंड विनर्स के लिए ले लें yeah okay first question is on your screen last 10 seconds 9 8 So these are the top in this question, right? So we are moving to the next question now. Should I give you the hint? No? No. Okay, so in this question, yes. Okay, next question. Guys, ready? मैं बता दूंगा आपको, मैं बता दूंगा, बता दूंगा बिल्कुल। तो बुला लो, बुला लो, बुला लो। एक बार तकदीस में से बात करो, तकदीस मुख से बात करो। Right, so again Vivek, Nishay and Kavya. All right, so now we are done with the second round. Last round is left now. Okay, so first is Vivek, Nishay and Kavya. Very well done. Ma'am, can we start? Click on home. Can we start the third? This is the final round of the quiz. So here is the QR code on your screen. कुछ लोग इमोजीज पे ज्यादा फोकस कर रहे हैं, स्कैनर पे कम. सो man, I think we can start. Okay, ready? Yes. Here is the first question on your screen. Do not use ChatGPT. But otherwise, you will not be able to use because the time is very less. It's just 20 seconds. All right. Agrim, Shreya, and Anshit are the top three in this question. Very well done. Going to the next question. Please do not announce the answer. You just have to type in the text box. हाँ बता दो सारा. माइक माइक ले लो, माइक पे बता दो सारा. Anshit, Shreya, Shriyog. Very good. Last question of the final round is on your screen. Please do not announce the question. You just select your answer. Last 5 seconds, quickly. Oh, Mohit, Shreya, and who is this? Okay, so if students want one more quiz, we can definitely, on student demand, we can run more quiz. You want that? Yes. All right, so last, on student demand, we have last round of the quiz. Ma'am, click on home. And here's the QR code on your screen. 3, 2, 1. Wi-Fi is a bit slow. No problem. Yes. So now you can see the QR code. Yes, I think we can start. First question is on your screen. So you have to write the full name. Last 5 seconds. Time's up. Abhishek Shrenik Mansi. MBA, RUI 3, second semester. All right, next question, please. Next question. Bottom right. This is bit tricky question. Is that, gentlemen? I think our quiz is very, famous, has been famous now. I am surprised how Donald Trump knows the Indian city name in this. That is super quiz. All right, I think this is the last question. Cochin. Coach in Cochin. All right. The last question is on your screen. Donald Trump is very intelligent. All right. Thank you so much. We'll just find the winner from all the 4 parts. So thank you so much. I hope you all have enjoyed. Ma'am, over to you. Thank you.
But sorry, you just missed the chance of getting certificate because you did not write your name. No, please praise. वो हम नहीं दे सकते अभी. Okay, everyone, we have a break for tea for 10 minutes. Everyone, please take tea. cookies, and join back in 10 minutes in the same row. करेंगे अभी नहीं करेंगे तो अवार्ड करेंगे अवार्ड तो वही करेंगे हाँ अवार्ड करेंगे अवार्ड ये वैलिडिक्टरी नहीं करेंगे हम मना किया तो थैंक वैलिडिक्टरी दोनों एक सेकंड दे पहले इस पे आने दीजिए जी जी I think like they'll be coming here to receive it here the center.
कैमरा तुम्हारा उधर ही जाएगा, फेस तो उधर ही जाएगा।
Okay, so how young are you? 1 or 2 years? Start to open the package yourself. Yes, and the shyness is not eating. Hello, yaar. So. बैठो ना बच्चे के क्या हम बात Ricky. नहीं सही है सही है
अरे मैम वहाँ देख रहे हो आप रूम पे नहीं देख रहे हो ना
ठीक है मैं कर देगा अभी Six.
उनकी बीएसबी क्लास है 1 बजे से
तो वही लग रहा है बट 1 o'clock से तो जा रहे हैं ना सर हाँ लंच के बाद
उसके बाद तो 2 बजे की
फोर्थ सेमेस्टर वालों को ओटी मिले Okay, everyone, please take your seat. Welcome back, everyone. We are starting with the
Requesting all to kindly be seated. Requesting all to be seated now. Guys, the discussion can be carried later.
Okay, so right. Welcome back, everyone. We are starting with the last part of our conference, but not the least. We are going to do felicitation awards. Okay. So we are going to do the felicitation and awards and valedictorian vote of thanks in this session. And that with that, we will be concluding our conference. So for award announcement, because of the school students had to move, so we had announced the award for the poster competition. For the products and system design competition, we have winners as first prize as Divya Darshini and Mohit Kumar Chaurasya. They can have a photograph. Mohit and Divya can come on the screen with sir. We can have a photograph. We will be presenting your e-certificate right now. You will get a certificate later on. Everyone, please clap center.
So
E-certificate.
There, okay. So guys, the competition had an amount also. So a big, huge round of applause because they'll be receiving 30,000 rupees on this competition.
Congratulations, Mohit and Divya.
Congratulations. And this is also a point for the others to participate next year for the competition. You innovate.
I would also like to welcome Mr. Samira Simha, who has done the sponsorship for these awards and competitions.
Yes.
Our next winner is Chitra Mishra.
Award because of the jury decision. So this is going as a third award to Chitra Mishra, BBA RUI. He would be receiving 10,000 rupees. She has done on the element part.
Congratulations, Chitra. Many congratulations to all the awardees. We are moving to the next part of this conference, which is a very important from the perspective of academic excellence. So we are going to give the paper presentation awards, best presentation awards to the students under each category of themes. So we have with us the first category, first award for the circular economy and resource management theme, Surishetty Jushal Harsh.
Congratulations.
I would like Bharat sir also to please join. Okay. Congratulations, Surishetty Jushal Harsh. Our next awardee is under the theme of construction technology and project management. That is Ankit Loya.
So under the next category of digital transformation in built environment, it's Dharni from Amity School of Economics. We'll request ma'am, her guide also to join in for the ward. Ma'am, kindly join in for the ward, please. Guys, applause, please. The next category, policy governance for sustainable development. This goes to the President, Vatsal Singh.
Many congratulations, Vatsal. We move to the next presenter under the category of property development and net zero buildings. Shaheen Sobti. I hope she's here or joined online. Okay, we can collect. You can collect your certificate later. So we have the next category of resilient and adaptable cities, inclusive urban planning. In this theme, we have Divya Shri Bala receiving the certificate. Divya Shri Bala. Oh, online. Okay. Right. So with this, we conclude with the certificate presentation for paper presentation, but we have the next round of felicitation for our very own staff members and team and the volunteers and everyone who have worked very efficiently for us. So the next round of certificates are for our volunteers, starting with our guest management volunteers who were under the guest management. Saurav Khanchi. Saurav is here. Call them. Mohit Kumar Chaurasya. Altaf Hussain. Deepak Kaushik. Khushi Singh Rathore. Wrong? लिखा हुआ है Ritik Kumar. MBRUI. We have Khushi right now. Khushi Singh Rawat. Ritik Kumar next.
Now the hospitality team.
तुम गए नहीं अपने टाइम पे.
You missed your sequence.
Deepak. Next is Deepak. Shriyog Valsan, Shriram Gautam, please be ready. Bandila Abhinay, Udit Das, Abhishek Mathur, Shriram Gautam next, Udit Das, Abhishek Mathur, Divya Jagarwal, Aisha Abdul Munir. Aisha is not here. Mohit, where is Aisha? Okay. Shreya Gupta. Aisha is not here. Art Tiwari, Ula Akram, V. Sri Ram, and Harihara Sudan. Shreya Gupta. After that, we have Parth Tiwari.
Aisha is up. She's coming down in some time.
I hope you have taken good pictures.
Are you? Ula Akram. V. Sri Ram.
Guys, the event would not have been possible without their support. So a huge round of applause for each of the volunteers.
Harihara, Sudan, Surabhi, Mansi Rawat.
Mansi, Surbi,
Surabhi,
Mansi,
Mansi Rawat. Shreya Tripathi.
Nandini,
Shreya Tripathi, Nandini. Acha, Mansi Rawat is here. After that, we have Shreya Tripathi. Nandini Chauhan, Chitra Mishra, Abhishek Prasad. Nandini Chauhan. Chitra, Abhishek Prasad, Shilpa PJ, Vivek Kukriti. Abdul Rahman, Bhavna. Bhavna, Divya. And last but not the least, Shafak Anam. ये क्या हो रहा है? Aisha and Nandini here.
Thank you to all the volunteers who have given their
Nandini
time, and efforts. It's a huge round of applause they deserve, guys. Now moving to the second pillars, along with whom we could make this even successful, our staffs. So starting with Naveen Upadhyay.
Naveen, you're here.
Manish Pandey, Antra, Arun Harsh, Kaushalji.
Arun is here.
So guys, you can see they're still working. Thank you, Arunji. Kaushal Avasti, Ravindra Kumar, our most comfortable guy whom we all look up to, Sehdev ji. Thank you, Sehdev ji. Dinesh ji. Vikram Malik. नहीं. Vivek Kumar. Thank you for making all the technologies very effective, Vivek ji. So all what you could see online and things which we have at Comfort was because of him. Vikram Singh. Gautam ji. Gautam ji has been going home at 9 or 10 in night from last 1 week. So he has been really coordinating for all of this. Thank you, Gautam ji.
No, no, no. You have to stay here for a little while. We have a few more felicitations to be done. Last but not the least, the organizing team of the conference. So, starting with our youngest organizing team member, Dr. Ricky Parashar. No, but first one by one. Dr. Jyoti Bhoj. I'm so sorry, sir. I missed it. कोई बात नहीं. We have Dr. Jyoti Bhoj. A huge round of applause, guys.
So somebody who forgot herself is Dr. Tagdiz Anjum ji on the way. So it's Tagdiz Anjum. Guys, hooting बहुत कम है. अभी capstone के marks है. Hoot आओ. Then where is the other? Nitesh sir. अच्छा मैं सोची यहीं पे ढूंढ रही हूँ आपका ठीक है. One guy who has told me how to hold on compassion, peace, calm for managing all the things is Bharat sir. Bharat sir, please come. Sir, thank you. Thank you, sir.
So we have one certificate for the volunteers for Nandini, which was missed.
Sachita ma'am, can you do the honors, please? Yes. So this was a special hold needed because now we want to facilitate with whole dedication and heart to our two mentors who had made this feasible and possible. So that is why we made you sit back so you get this chance to get up.
All the faculty members, please come in the front.
Please come. We'll felicitate our two mentors for this event, for making the conference successful, for taking our all demands, making it night and day. Guys, it really needs efforts. I mean, what you will see is just the surface. There was a lot deep down in the ocean, which was curtailed by our two mentors. So please do come. First, Dr. Ashish Gupta, sir, going by age, going by age again. Sir. मैं आ रही हूँ. So now again revising on my order, it's not age. Shiv sir is way younger. So Dr. Shiv Prasad Singh. No, youngest is you, sir. Youngest is you and me. I am Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sir, sir, the efforts take. Sir, efforts बहुत थे, sir. Don't miss on this. Thank you for being kind, sir. I think. Bas, it's the lunch time, another 5-10 minutes. We'll finish it off. Right.
please come. Look at back me करती. कितने का pack up?
Sir, as everybody has been on the end, we'll request Dr. Ashish Gupta, sir, for the vote of thanks and to conclude this conference event. Thank you, students.
Hi, good afternoon all. It's lovely to see you all smiling at the end of 1.5 day conference with a lot of energy which was needed there. So as we come to the end of our 4th International Conference on Sustainable Built Environment, it is a moment of great satisfaction because in last 1.5 days, we've achieved a lot. Before anything else, it is important to acknowledge the vision and leadership of our leadership for making this kind of platform possible. I would like to begin expressing my gratitude to our founder, sir, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, our president of MIT Group, Dr. Atul Chauhan, Chancellor. Can we have a big round of applause for them? It is their vision and commitment to excellence in education and research which continue to inspire us for initiatives like ICSBE. Their encouragement enable institutions like ours to create platforms where academia, industry, and professionals come together to shape future of built environment. I would also like to thank U. Ramachandran sir, Senior Vice President, MIT Education Group, for his continued and constant encouragement and institutional support to RICS School of Built Environment for our various initiatives. Can we give him a big round of applause? Our special appreciation to Ashwani Awasthi ji, Managing Director, RICS South Asia, and our very own Dr. Shiv Prasad Singh, Acting Head, RICS School of Built Environment, and this year's conference chair. Their leadership and guidance have made is inspirational and made this event possible. Over the last 1.5 years, we have truly demonstrated the power of collaboration and knowledge sharing. This year, we had privilege of welcoming over 250 people at the conference, including industry leaders, researchers, academicians, and students. One of the biggest achievements of this conference has been presentation of over 150 research papers. These papers explore critical themes including sustainable urban development, green building, digital transformation, circular economy, infrastructure resilience, and smart cities. That is what is very encouraging. We've got many papers, including international papers from outside institutions. It tells us that the research, innovation, and professional practice in built environment are converging to address challenges of our rapidly urbanizing society. Another major highlight of the conference was thought-provoking keynote addresses and panel discussions. We had two eminent speakers as keynote, Professor Dr. Piyush Tiwari and Dr. Debilana Kundu from Director NIUA. These discussions brought together experts from academia, industry to debate some of the most pressing issues and questions which we are facing in our sector today. We made this discussion particularly valuable was the diversity perspectives that was shared at the conference. ICSBE2026 has also strengthened our valuable partnerships. We are grateful to our knowledge partners, University of Melbourne, Jones Lang LaSalle, Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyor, Global Association of Corporate Services, and Project Management Institute from bringing global perspective and professional expertise to the conference. We would also sincerely thank Springer Nature, our publication partner, which have been continuously supporting us for this 4th edition of our conference. Conferences like these are only possible with support of industry. So we extend our heartfelt thanks to our sponsors, Signature Global, RDC, and Collab Tool. We have Samiraji here. Can we give a big round of applause to him, sir? So your support reflects growing commitment of industry towards sustainability, innovation, and to RICS School of Built Environment. In the last few years, ICSBE has established itself as an important platform for the exchange of ideas and innovation in built environment. With each edition, the conference has grown in participation, academic contribution, and quality of dialogues which we have. This 4th editions of ICSB demonstrate that there is a strong and vibrant community committed to building more sustainable, resilient, and future-ready cities. At this point, I would also like to acknowledge the people who work often remains behind the scenes. My sincere thanks to the organizing committee, our faculty members, all faculty members, the administrative and support staff, and especially, what is the most important stakeholder? Students and student volunteers. Can we give ourselves a big round of applause? As we conclude today, I would like to leave all of you with one thought. The end of the conference is not the end of these conversations. In fact, for us, it is the beginning. The real success of ICSBE will be measured not only by the discussions that took place over here, the ideas that could be implemented. I saw a couple of you coming up with certain kind of protocols. Let's see how can we get funding for you guys, and collaboration that will emerge, and the innovation that will shape future of our built environment. If the ideas shared here inspire new research, influence professional practice, or contribute to better policies for sustainable development, then ICSBE2026 will have achieved its true purpose. Finally, I would like to thank all our speakers, panelists, authors, and delegates for sharing your time, knowledge, and insights. Your participation has made this conference intellectually stimulating and professionally enriching for everybody present. For now, we say thank you. But more important, we look forward to welcoming you each next year as we continue this journey of collaboration, innovation, learning in built environment. Many of you, I really wish you come back, couple of you as students, and many of you as industry professional and as our alumni. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ashish Gupta. With this, we come to an end to the conference. Thank you, everyone, for joining us online and in physical mode. Okay. So now I request Shiv sir to formally closing the conference. And okay. So I close this conference formally. On the behalf of organizing team, thank you everyone for all the enthusiasm and for joining us online and offline. Thank you so much. We can go ahead with the high tea now. Thank you. Yeah, it's a heavy high tea come lunch, you can call it. High tea, guys.